welcome to the XFDA Podcast. I'm Gunbelt, and today we're going to sit down here and talk to Memphis Belle and Preacher Dave. These guys are the owners as well as the Kansas Peacemakers Club. So we want to talk about their journey together in the XFDA and the shooting world. So I've got a bunch of questions to ask you guys. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Welcome. So first off, what I'd like to know, how did you guys meet?
Well, Dave and I worked at Beech Aircraft in Wichita, Kansas, and that's how we met. We saw each other back and forth for a lot of years, and then one day he came in and asked me out.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did. And so I told him no.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah. So what happened? What did you do, Dave?
She told me, she said no, and so I thought, okay, I'm done then. And then a friend of mine said, oh, you got to ask her one more time. So I did, and she accepted that time.
I did.
So, and how was it? What was the date like? Tell us about the date.
He took me out to dinner.
Yeah.
And we went to Wichita to the Amarillo Grill, and we had a chicken fried steak or whatever, and I just thought he was so cute because he was all cowboyed up when he came and picked me up. And then we went, asked me, you want to go dance? And I said, of course. So we went to this little bar and danced, and the rest is history.
Yeah. I've heard a few stories you told us when you guys were dating. That was very funny. That one story you told me. Do you want to tell the people here?
Okay.
Tell them about that.
When Dave took me to the bar, we got in there and got all situated, and he strolled up to the bar and he bought him a beer. And he brought the beer back to the table and just sat there the whole time. He never did drink it, but he wanted to be cool, and impress me. I had a Coke.
Yeah, that's a good story. Yeah. I like it. Dave's just sitting there laughing.
That's all true.
So tell me about getting into Fast Straw as you as a couple. How did you get into Fast Straw?
Well, at the time, we lived in northwest Kansas out by our son and daughter-in-law and our grandkids. And I was really bored out there. And I was reading the newspaper one day, and there was an article, and it had a group of 6 ladies that shot fast draw. Mm-hmm. And they said, if you're interested, call this number. And I was interested, so I called that number.
Yeah.
And we got hooked up with them, and I started shooting, but Dave didn't want to. He wasn't interested in shooting a pistol. Mm-hmm. But that's how.
But you convinced him?
Finally, yeah.
It was quite a deal because I had it shot for like probably 3-4 months, and she kept after me. Just try it. Well, I did, and then the rest of it's you get hooked on it.
Yeah, like most people, once they try it, they get hooked on it. What's it like as a couple, like competing together and training together? How do you guys go through that? Do you enjoy doing that?
Oh yeah, we enjoy it. We, like you say, we have our own range, so we're out there quite a bit, and we just sometimes we shoot together just for the competition, you know, and sometimes I want him to call for me because I have to get used to that. But it's fun. So it seems like. As it goes on, when he's shooting good, I'm shooting terrible. And then it just goes back and forth. But right now, he's really shooting good. So we just enjoy it and support each other, and it's a lot of fun.
What about you, Dave? How do you find working together?
Well, I love it. I mean, I enjoy doing everything with Pat. Mm. If we're just going to go to the grocery store, that works for me. But when we're out there in the range, when you sit back, she can critique me and I can critique her and make little changes and try to improve all the time. So it helps us because we don't have anybody that's coming there to shoot.
Right.
So, and we do compete against each other, and Pat usually always wins because she shoots faster than I do. So,
well,
but that's good.
The other thing is you guys are always well dressed. And you have matching outfits most of the time. Mm-hmm. Just like now, you're both wearing white. If you're wearing red, you wear. Tell us about that. Who's the one that picks the clothes out and does all that. Who dresses who?
I pick the clothes. He doesn't even have to think about what he's going to wear. I get them ready, I iron them, I hang them on a hanger, and he puts them in the vehicle, and off we go to a shoot.
Right.
But
How about you, Dave? You enjoy dressing the same?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it says a statement that Pat and I are one, and that's what I like to portray is that we are one.
Right.
We think a lot. We both have we have differences in the way we look at some things, but it's always as one.
Right.
So I like it because, well, I don't have to worry about what I'm going to wear either, so, and like I say, I enjoy matching, and people have gotten used to us doing that, and we'll get comments that if it's just off a little bit, well, you don't quite match. Well, it's close enough.
Yeah, I mean, you guys look fabulous all the time. Every time you turn up to a shoot and I see you walk through the door, you've got matching clothes and you're always well dressed, So what I ask everybody, what do you like about the XFDA? What draws you to this organisation? What do you like about it other than maybe shooting at another organisation?
Yeah, well, I like it that it's the same, and I like it that you and Kelly are leaders, and you do it. This is important to you and her, and it's important to us.
Right.
That it runs well, and if you need something, we're here for you. But I just like our KPI, for instance. When you shoot an XFDA, and you have a KPI, like mine's 516, you have to shoot that 516 or under. You can't just goof around and shoot as your heart desires. We have rules, and they're not meant to harm or whatever. It's just for our good, and that's what I like. It's the same all the time.
Yep.
Every shoot runs pretty much the same because that's just what makes it work.
Right.
And I enjoy the people, and I enjoy shooting, and it's just a good organization. You just can't hardly beat XFDA.
Who's the best shooter you used to? The better shooter?
Pat is.
Pat's better? What was your KPI again, Pat?
516.
Yours?
540.
540. When was the last time your KPI changed?
2 shoots ago.
2 shoots. What about you, Pat?
It was probably a couple of shoots ago.
Yeah. What's your favourite memory from a shoot?
Oh, Lordy, there's so many. I've been writing them down. But one of my favorite memories is when we were in Georgia, and Sassy had a victim, and his KPI was going down. Here she was walking through the building with his KPI. He said, "Oh, no. He went, there was a garage door, and it was open about this far. He went under that garage door and ran from Sassy, clear in the building, and then she got him when he came back through. And there's just so many. And Giles setting the world record. Giles is just larger than life, and he just makes my day. And Crawfish. Crawfish is one of our teenagers, our youth shooters.
Yeah.
He has a huge personality. I just love him.
Yeah.
And I told this story before, but Dave and I were at in Oklahoma at the Verdigris Valley Vaquero shoot. And we were shooting horrible. And we were standing off all by ourselves, and here comes Crawfish. You would just have to know him. And he put a hand on each of our shoulders, and he says, "So what are you doing over here? Talking about how bad you did today?" Every time I think of that, it just makes me laugh. He's just the neatest kid, and he's so helpful. He's always right there, and I just love him. But he made my day. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I mean, you got a soft spot for him.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I
And
do.
we've seen that at your shoots. I mean, he's a lovely kid.
And he was out at the house for a bad sand, and he told me the grass looked terrible.
Let me ask you, Dave, when you go up to the line, who do you worry about who the competitor is, whether they're fast or slow, or do you just go up and do your job. But
I don't worry about that. I never look at the board of who I'm shooting because for me it doesn't matter. When I go up there, it's me and the light, and because I don't shoot that fast, I know a lot of people can outshoot me, but what they better do is hit the target.
Yep, you're exactly
And
right.
that's where I focus and just trying to hit under my KPI. But I don't worry about who I'm shooting against.
What about you, Pat?
It's about the same. I just want to hit the target. That's
Yeah.
all I want to do. I just want to hit the target.
Yeah.
And if I win or lose, that's on me.
Yeah, some people go up there and they get worried. You know what I mean? I went through that, but I got myself over it. You just go up there and do your job,
I don't even think about who I'm shooting. I mean, besides shaking hands or greeting, But as far as to shoot against them, it really doesn't matter.
So when we get new shooters or youth shooters, what advice do you give them if they're asking for advice, like a new shooter? Do you give them any advice of,
If they ask, I just, it's just practice and sportsmanship. And if you have a problem, there's a whole lot of people that can help them.
Right.
And if they need anything from us, we're here for them.
What about you, Dave? Do you give them any advice?
Well, not really advice, as we've had quite a few new shooters come to our range. And, first of all, we give them, I give them, sit them down, give them a safety spiel.
Yeah.
That's priority. And then, we try to get them set up and get them sit there and tell them just to stand what's comfortable for you.
Right.
And then you can work on and not, sticking your arm out.
Yeah.
Just try to draw and shoot. Don't aim. Other than that, we just try to help them out.
Right.
Whatever we can do for them.
Let me ask you, if there was a historical figure that you could manage to get up and shoot the target with somebody as a component, who would you have?
I'd have John Wayne.
You'd have John Wayne. What about you, Pat?
Well, I'd have Elvis Presley.
That was a silly question. I could have answered that myself. So let me ask you about your shoots at your club, because without a doubt we all know that they're great shoots.
Thank you.
What do you do to make your shoots so family orientated and have so much fun? Because I've been to all your shoots, and as I say, they're fantastic. Let's let these guys know.
Well, first of all, when we are starting to prepare for a shoot, we think about the shooters and what they like, and and you want them. They're like family,
Right.
And we first of all we want them to be comfortable. We want them to have a good time, and I go all through what plaques I want to give out. And I want to give out a new one all the time, and the food and the atmosphere. I want them to be relaxed and comfortable when they're there and shoot. And it's mostly about the people and what else we can do to add to the shoot to make it fun for them. And it's fun for us, all the planning.
Yeah.
I about wore myself out, Chris.
Yeah, because you make your own trophies, don't you? You design your own buckles.
Yeah.
You do it all, don't you? Do you have any part in designing any of that, Dave?
No, I just do it. I do what Pat tells me. No, really, we talk about, what we want on the plaques, and I had this real good idea, but we got to looking and checking it out, and it wasn't such a good idea. The plaques would be more than any buckles, whatever.
Right.
But, other than that, we've always, or Pat is one that comes up with most of the ideas. As you know, we did a slingshot. And I believe everybody that did that, and we did it on time, just like you were shooting a gun and we used slingshots with wax.
Yeah.
And everybody just had a blast at doing that.
And you even had trophies for that, didn't you?
We made
You made
plaques
trophies
for that.
It was unbelievable. That was great. So you got the state shoot coming up in May. Can you give us any little sneak peek of what you're going to be doing with that?
Yeah, we got our plaques cut out already.
Already?
Yeah, Dave did that last week. It was a nice day.
Great.
And at our range, we've done all kinds of things out there. We put in the grub barn for them to eat out of, so it's easier for them. Then we sided the house and the carport and all that. Then I told Dave, we need an OK corral.
Yeah.
So we built the OK corral. And I want to have a reenactment of
Tombstone.
Doc and the Earp brothers and all the guys in the corral.
And you've
So
got your
that-
cast picked out, haven't you?
I do have my cast picked out.
Okay, can we have a sneak peek who's going to be in it?
Doc Holliday. Gunbelt is Doc Holliday. And I wanted Giles, but Giles works during that season. And
Yeah.
Dave's going to be Morgan. And Taz, I kind of corralled him to be Ike.
You've casted him good.
know.
I'm telling you.
He
He looks like him.
He was a little leery about it, that I looked real pitiful, and I think he's going to.
Yeah, I mean, you, as I told you before, you have great shoots. But I want to say thank you to you guys for what you do for the XFDA, because these guys are die-hard fans, and they're at 99% of the shoots. And the day I met you, I fell in love with you guys. You know, I met you at the DFW club, and you come up and talked to me, and you guys were so friendly, you know. But I just hope you keep on doing what you're doing. As we said, we've got Preacher Dave. He does the Preacher Nate. Tell us a little bit of that thing you do on a Sunday.
Well,
Tell them what you do there.
Dave is our preacher. He has a message each Sunday for our XFDA event. I normally write poetry. I have to have something dawn on me to write the poetry. Sometimes I have a reading from my devotional. Sometimes I get a poem off the internet. And, of course, we have our prayer list, and I always have a funny little story at the end. But Dave is our preacher.
Sing song.
Oh, and we started having a song, and Santa brought me a tambourine for Christmas. So this Sunday,
You're going to use your
I'm
tambourine.
going to have a tambourine.
Yeah, I mean, they post it on Facebook, and we post it on the group page and that. So look out for them. I mean, it's a 20-minute deal, isn't it? So about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. It's interesting and it's good. I mean, I enjoy it, you know.
Appreciate that.
But I sort of want to wrap up here, but I really do appreciate you guys. You're fantastic members of the XFDA, and your club, you know, their club is a lovely little club. If you're in Kansas, look these guys up. They're on our website. You know, they're lovely people, and I'm proud to be your friends, and I'm proud that you're part of the XFDA. So thank you, Pat, and thank you, Dave.
Well, we appreciate all that you and Kelly do, and the board members of what, you know, we can make this a great organization.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good organization. And one of the things I'd like to mention is if anybody has a problem, Gunbelt will listen to you. You know, it may not be the answer you might want or think you should get, but he will listen to you, any complaints that you have, and, you know, discuss it.
Right.
And work things out.
Well, that's what we've got to do. We're all together here. We've got to, you know, deal with the problems and work them out the best way we can. And so if we're going to grow the organisation, that's where it's going to be. But you guys are a big part of this organisation, and I want you to know that, because, you know, we'd be lost without you. You know, you're good people, and you've got a great club.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me, guys. And we'll do this again soon.
Okay.
I appreciate everybody watching. Join us again. Hope you enjoyed the podcast, and we'll catch you later.